With so many wonderful things all around us, it's easy to understand why we all want to see as clearly as possible.
And if you wanted to lose the glasses or contacts, the only real options were PRK or LASIK surgery. Only now there's another option available to you that's a sort of hybrid to those. As Dr. Vance Thompson Vision tells us, this option could just make you smile. Thanks for joining us today, Dr. Vance Thompson.
Thank you for having me.
We are talking about SMILE, and this is a form of LASIK vision correction. So can you explain what SMILE is?
Yeah, SMILE stands for small incision lenticule extraction, and it really is a form of laser vision correction developed by the company called Zeiss in Germany.
So how is this different than the traditional form of LASIK vision correction?
You know, our cornea, the front window of our eye, provides actually the majority of the focus power just because of its curvature. And so we can actually change how the eye focuses light by changing that curvature. And we first started that in 1990 with a procedure called PRK, where we would lessen the corneal curvature and be able to get rid of people's nearsightedness and astigmatism. And then along came LASIK, where we would make a flap and then laser and change the shape of the cornea. And it was exciting for patients because it was even a faster recovery and you could do higher corrections. When the LASIK procedure became performed with a laser to make the flap, that entered a whole new era with a laser called a femtosecond laser. A femtosecond laser is very fast and a very gentle way to make a flap. And so people started dreaming, could we do the whole procedure with a femtosecond laser? And that's what led to SMILE, where working under the surface of the cornea, the same exact correction that is removed with PRK or LASIK could be performed with the SMILE procedure.
So what has your experience with SMILE been like so far?
Well, what's been really fun is we've been involved in the beginning of all three. The beginning of PRK, the FDA monitored trial, the beginning of LASIK, and the beginning of SMILE. And there's only a few centers in the United States that had that experience. So we really got to see all three grow up. And the SMILE procedure has been really a neat procedure. It has kind of characteristics of both PRK and LASIK. LASIK is probably still the fastest visual recovery, but sometimes SMILE patients are patients that might have dry eyes or things like that, where SMILE has been shown to be a real plus. And so what's nice is in the evaluation we go through the characteristics of their correction, what their best options are between PRK, LASIK, and SMILE, and then deliver that correction.
Now this is fairly new. It was FDA approved in 2016, so not too long ago. So is there any concern that patients have with, is this safe because it's so new?
Right. Well, we've been using the femtosecond laser, so that wavelength, for almost 20 years. So it has a really good history that way as far as understanding the safety of the laser itself. And the SMILE procedure actually has been performed for 15 years. Europe and other parts of the world had a little bit of a head start on us in the United States. And then being a part of the clinical trial, we have about a 10-year experience with it. And it's one of the reasons the FDA approved the technology, is because the long term was looking so good.
So what have the advancements for laser vision correction been, and how does SMILE play a role in this?
Well, one of the big advancements that happened in the laser world, actually the astronomy world taught us, and that is, in a telescope, it can magnify so much that these little aberrations or irregularities can affect the image quality in a telescope. And the same thing can happen in our eye, which is basically a telescopic system. But we can measure the nearsightedness and astigmatism, and we can measure those irregularities. And one of the benefits of, for instance, LASIK, is you can treat those irregularities. So if a patient has all three, we would use LASIK. If they have just nearsightedness and astigmatism, but they don't have those irregularities that affect nighttime image quality, then we can use SMILE or LASIK. And then it really gets down to a discussion with the patient, because to tell you the truth, a lot of people are a good candidate for both. And it's neat after a discussion how one seems to resonate with patients more than the other. We still do more LASIK than anything, but we see SMILE growing.
Are there any limitations for doing SMILE?
The one thing you don't want to do is take that precious cornea and thin it too much. So measuring the thickness of the cornea and its health and regularity are really important. And then once we know that someone has a quality cornea for laser vision correction, they're a good SMILE candidate. But if they don't have a thick, regular cornea, then we're looking at other procedures like PRK. And it's one of the neat things about having those options.
So in the future, do you think that SMILE will eventually replace LASIK vision correction?
I see SMILE growing, but I don't see it replacing. And one example is when we drive at night, if we have those irregularities that affect nighttime image quality, we want them treated. And LASIK is still the king for doing that.
All right, we have about 30 seconds left, so I just want to talk about how do you know who you should go to for LASIK vision correction or SMILE or any of these procedures? How do you find a great doctor for this?
I think it's really important that patients do their research before they make a decision. Glasses and contact work great, and if you're someone that wants to do a lot of seeing without them, ask the person you've trusted all those years to take care of your eyes. Ask your optometrist, ask your ophthalmologist, whoever you've trusted, who is a good person to go to for laser vision correction. Do some internet research. Those reviews are worth reading and looking at the websites of various providers. I think it's important that people invest properly in their eyes in the world's most advanced technology. Do it right or just don't do it, because our vision is so precious.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Vance Thompson, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
If you'd like to see your world more clearly, then give the experts at Vance Thompson Vision a call today. That number is 605-361-EYES. You can also request an appointment online by visiting their website, vancethompsonvision.com.